Why did the ancient Greeks praise the Hyperboreans and their culture, but they ate oak according to well-known claims? We read someone else's article because ours about history is so subversive that most people can't digest it and are shocked that they have been living a lie for a year. No one wants to disturb their good sleep. When the Vikings, who were Dorians, the same as the ancient Spartans, roamed the whole world in Greece, which was then called Romania, and Middle Ages and the Turkish rule prevailed. Among others, the northern Dorians made their first tools from iron, and they had remained clean of polluted races. And they were described as tall, with red and blonde hair and blue eyes, and the women beautiful as goddesses, just as they were in ancient Sparta. And we say again, the Spartans were described as having blonde hair, often red in earlier times, and we know that that is what Alexander the Great had, red hair and blue eyes. Now the Spartans were described as having blonde hair, often red in earlier times. Bacchylides wrote that the hair of the Spartans was blonde and not black, as they are shown in movies, and the current descendants of them, barbaric invaders in Greece, say, guess who they are. During the Turkish occupation, the images changed, and the statues from blondes to blacks, from blonde hair to black, so that they would not stand out as they did back then with the Turkish Mongols. So have there been larger civilizations than the ancient Greeks? Today's technological civilization is not necessarily the superior civilization of the past. We read many times that in the past, a greater civilization developed as compared to today's. For example, this is the culture of the Hyperboreans. Some do not believe it, but superior civilizations did exist, and not necessarily mean technologically superior, or at least not with the current form of technology. We consider superior simply because we have not lived in a different culture with completely different value systems, and after all, technology does not only mean mastery over the forms of energy in the way that we know we use today. Other fields which we develop much less or not at all, such as the manipulation of gravity. The ancients knew how to use anti-gravity technology, and the control of weather phenomena, which are now being tried to be controlled. The manipulation of sound, frequency, electricity, without cables, in combination with the development of our intellectual capabilities, give infinite combinations of cultures which much more valuable than our own so-called culture and technology of today. And in general, I believe the writer says that our technological civilization is the last before the others that preceded it. The Hyperboreans, for example, had developed culture, and even with characteristics that many of us would consider magical. Iamblichus, Herodotus, Pindar, and others wrote that the Hyperboreans, in addition to being pious and modest, were particularly developed mentally and spiritually to the point of having transcended matter. And the fact that they transcended matter is demonstrated because they were immune to old age and diseases, because they held the arts in high esteem, and because they lived in absolute social harmony. And of course, we also have the Hyperborean Avarice, who came flying on an arrow, that is a spacecraft, and after teaching Pythagoras left and healed the world's diseases. And let's remember that I many a times told you that it's written that our Alexander the Great went to the Taklamakan desert of China with his warriors. He lost a third of them, that is 10,000. He was to go there to meet an Atlantean from Hyperborea who was to bring him a special technology, a special weapon. And this weapon was something that would be able to translate him from a material state to an immaterial state. So, and they say that he did find it. And also, he used the special weapon that was given to him, something like the lightning rod of Zeus, was what he used during his conquests. Amazing. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. I've translated for you from a Greek article. Thank you. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.